And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are joining us here, Formula 4 Season 4, Round 7. We are currently at Zandvoort this evening. Last time out, we saw a very spicy race, as you may say, in Belgium, which was round 6, but we're seeing, after a cracking real on the past weekend, we are seeing the boys here this evening taking it to the virtual tracks. Normally, I'm joined by my co-commentator Bloom. He is running a little bit behind schedule today, caught in a bit of traffic, got some bits going on, but he should hopefully be joining me in the commentary box later on this evening for the race. So you'll be here hearing my beautiful voice for the next hour, watching these guys battle it out for pole. And shortly we will be joined by Droftas as well this evening. He has volunteered to step in and give me a helping hand so I don't fall flat on my face this evening. With all of this here, I don't know if you'd sorted your car out, Droftas, are you here?
I'm here, mate. Yeah, I'm good, ready to go. I can tell you the weather as well as I'm driving later, so it's going to be dry, quali-am race, which is good news.
Perfect. So that'll make it nice and easy, and it means the strategies as well should be easy to keep on top of. Can't really say too much considering you'll be driving in the race, so can't give too much away. But let's see what the guys are doing. Surprisingly, no one out on track yet, which I thought they'd want to try and get out and get some times in. I don't know about yourself, Droftas, but I personally find this track a bit of a pain, a bit of a roller coaster ride. The cars tends to unsettle for myself, and normally excursions do occur.
It's good fun. I find that when you get into a rhythm here, it just goes very quick. You know, turn after turn. There's no slow section. It's just like you said, a roller coaster. Good fun, but very difficult to overtake. Only one real opportunity, which is the main pit start finish line. So I don't expect many moves in the race today other than on that part, and it's, well, just then who deals the best with keeping the car on the track.
Yeah, of course. Well, hopefully there'll be moves for yourself moving forward. We've seen yourself come from the back a couple of times this race, unfortunately missing quali and items like that, but seem to keep it clean, so maybe this will be another one for you. First man out on
Hopefully.
track is Kieser.
Oh, we can't. I need to retire.
So he's leading the way for Marlborough. Had a nice race last time out. So we're just going to be running a relatively short lap round here. Last season we were seeing times set around, well, the front end of the pack was set in about 1 minute 10. So very Monaco-esque in regards to the times it coming round to it. But just going to sit on board with Keys as we round the final corner. This is long right-hander, as you were saying, Josh, coming down the start-finish straight, which is going to be the main point come race day. Let's see what the Marlborough driver can do to kick us off for Q1. It's going to be heavy braking into turn 1. It's got a nice banking corner, but you just want to watch the inside curbing as he runs it nice and wide, keeping as much power and straightening up the car as early as possible. And you've got this quick right-left, and again, this heavy banking, which I can imagine we might see some guys try to stick around the outside or up the inside come the race. But he's got this flowing left and right as he's now going to be coming down into the middle sector itself. Goes purple obviously first lap of the session, but this long right-hander, don't want to take too much exit curving because there's a short trip to the wall if you do. And you get this kind of like double long apex corner, which can be quite tricky to try and slow the car down under turning, but everything looks neat and tidy so far. He's got the glare on the screen coming in here as he's rounding out the middle sector. He's got this very short DRS straight, which can provide some help when it comes to the race later on this evening. You've got this heavy curve which takes a nice chunk off, and he's kept the car nice and settled. It's been a very neat run for Kieser so far as he's coming up now to the final corner of the lap. He's going to keep it nice and steady, wants to straighten the car up as soon as possible, get the foot down. He doesn't want to spin it like we have seen people do before. Right up against the wall to maximise the drive. The DRS is wide open. Where's the Marlborough going to kick us off this evening? He's going to put us on the board with a 112.2 already.
Solid lap there. While you're on board, like you said, that double right-hander, we've had Mini Ramsel spin there on an outlap on that interesting double right-hander in the start of sector 2. Doesn't look like he's got damage. He's coming round towards the final corner now, so we'll see if he boxes. But, well, J Mats goes top 3 times faster than Kaiser.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a bit of a team play there. He does have, I think it was Mikey G just further up the road, possibly giving a tow, but it looks like he's kind of pulled away a bit there. But this is where it's going to be fun trying to keep up to track with all the drivers and where they are. You mentioned Junior, and well, there you go Walker, like I say, with a 111.2, so the times are dropping quick.
Yeah, I imagine the times will get the end of the session. There's track's cold at the moment in the information screen. Obviously, I had a quick look before I jumped out to help you. So once these guys lay some rubber down, ramp it up, these times will come down. So I can't see people doing a lap, and unless it's a very good lap, there probably won't be many retirements early in this session.
I think getting, well, Glock went out and he's just come straight back in, so I don't know if that was unhappy with the setup or unhappy with what he's done with the car, tyres, something like that, but already we're starting to see where there was a brief yellow flag in the first sector. That is where the pit exit is. Brings you right out at the end of the first corner, which can cause a bit of traffic and a bit of blockage as well. Mikey G crossing the line with a 12.2 as well, so again, these times are coming in very close. I'm just going to stick here with Wooter, I believe, maybe the next driver to cross the line. Beg your pardon, that will be Liam in the reserve car. So, see what I believe our sole reserve this evening as well, what he's got in the bank.
Well, Wooter, who is, I'm on board with Wooter at the moment, he's now in Sector 2, obviously making his debut for Puma. We've seen him before, be very impressive in his first few races, but he is so far coming to the DRS zone now into Sector 2, so he did have a purple Sector 1. It could be I expect right or not, who knows, because it's Codemasters.
Exactly, and it's caught us up before as well in the previous sessions this year. But yeah, Wooter with one hell of a start to his Formula 4 career in that respect. So he comes down here, looks very neat and tidy, jump on when you did, and there you go, straight away with a 1.11.2. You're just Pip and Walker to the provisional pole position.
Only equal to August, you know, there's not much between them.
Mikey G's coming down across the line as well. Has he gone for another run? Not quite sure what was happening there, but here we go. We've got Xerxes now for Puma, second Puma across the line, a third even, beg your pardon, with a 12.2 as well. So him and Keys are setting identical lap times.
Yeah, well, 3 Puma so far, first, fourth and sixth. Strong showing for them early on. They also have another new debutant today, Callum Tyler. Rosberg's had to unfortunately drop out, so he is returning driver from last season. Obviously was in the top 4 fight until the very end. But we'll see how he gets on. He's not done much on this game. He's been working away, so hopefully for him he has a solid race. Let's see if we can get all 4 Pumas into Q2.
Well, yeah, well, the running trend we've seen in the last couple of qualifying sessions is the Castrals. They all seem to be quite close on the timing standings come the end of Q1. And already 3 of them, okay, we need a lot more cars to come out still, but Mikey G, Chewy, J Mart's already put a time on the board. So they banked themselves something there. Let's see, we've got a Castral coming around the final corner. That's Mikey G. Is this a lap or is he coming in here? Just going to stick with him.
It's probably a lap. He's on half ERS deployment, so it looks like it's probably a lap. Oh, it's a slow one. He's made a mistake somewhere. Not sure if he's got enough deployment to go again there either. It's about 80%, I think.
Right, well, the man I've just jumped onto, well, I thought he was going to be in the final sector. It wasn't. I've jumped onto the wrong car. I think that was a JPS on an outlap. Just keeping an eye on the likes of Extremist, who is just come around the first corner, and we've got Glock as well. As we saw earlier in the season, he's had some great pace in that JPS. The Pot 1 driver for the team. He unfortunately couldn't join us last week, so let's see what he can do. Coming around the final corner of the banking, again DRS wide open. Coming down to the line now, and he takes provisional pole with an 11.2 as well. So far the top
it's close, isn't it? It's very close. Very close at the top. We've still got Peas and DJ, our joint championship leaders, to come as well. DJ a home track for him, the Dutchman.
Yeah, and well, one man who I was actually looking for on the timing screen there, and I must have missed the fact he's not here this evening, was Curtis. Someone who's been up at the front of the stand.
Yes, Curtis was a late dropout.
That's a shame. Hopefully everything's all okay and it was good for a good cause. But Chewy crossing the line there. He looks like he's just going to start his run by the looks of it. Currently 1:14.1, so he must have had a slight issue on his actual run. Who have we got coming down across the line now? We've got Peas, and just like that with 1:11.1. So they are.
Yeah, it's still close though. Still very close at the top. You know, I mean, 3 drivers within a tenth of each other. Well, 4 drivers within a tenth, really.
And they're slowly eating away. And again, as the session goes on, I can't imagine these times are just going to drop because, well, pole position last season we saw was taken by Peas, and he did a 1:10 flat. And it was
a yellow flag there. What's going on?
JPS going very slow. By the way, I've got Glock in the third.
Oh, it's
sector,
Glock, he's
slowing
coming
down.
in. Yeah, is that Glock?
Exactly. It's one of my favourite catchphrases, I think, of this one now. But with the quality of last season, sorry, yeah, we had the top 3 separated by less than 2/10, and that was Peas took pole, Pillars in second, and Mul dropped us. Yeah, yourself got third. So yeah, it was very
Yeah,
close.
no chance of that today.
But yeah, so about a second off last season's time. Obviously, a new game, new handling model, different in regards to the same track, but again, it does depend on how they find everything. A lot of drivers have changed their assists, so it'll be interesting to see what they can do. We've got yellows I've just caught, which was Mini. Looks like he was just getting out of the way of a Marlboro. It wasn't Keezer, it was one of them. Where is it? Is it DJ? No, it wasn't DJ. It must have been Pillars.
Just on board, well, Extremist, I think, is... Oh, he's just finished a lap, but he got a nice bit of toe there from misending it, but still the slowest man out there that's set a time is Extremist. We've still got DJ, who's now on his first outlap. Ramsel won't be setting a time, he's at work, Mini has joined the session for him, he'll be here for the race. So we will only lose 3 people with me and Ramsel not setting times in this session. Well, 3 more other than us.
Well, saying that, to be fair, I was just keeping an eye on the times. I must have missed it because Chewy has done a representative time now. He's got himself on the board with 1:12.8, so he is in the mix with, well, you say it's close at the front, it's also close at the back here as well. Only a couple of tenths between Bannister and Extremist, separating 4 cars there.
Yeah, no, Chewy is the time to get in, so it's a 12.8 to get through to Q2, as somebody's just done with Pillars. Pillars went to P6 with an 11.9, 11.6.
Sloth crossing line and P5.
Sloth it was, yeah, 11.5. And we've got, just starting his lap, just Mikey's just done his lap, sorry, 12.6, which now means Callum is P15 and the cut-off.
So it's happening quicker, faster. Chewy, to keep that Castrol streak going of getting all 4 cars through to Q2. Can he, well, he's got plenty of time to get back out, but can he find those couple of tenths just to streak clear or break clear of the guys around him?
Yeah, it's going to be very close. We've got DJ is on his first lap, still valid into sector 2. Just navigated the second of the right-handers, coming up to a tricky left-hander. Catch the inside curve there, you will die. And he stays well clear of it. You open DRS. You've got chicane where you can take a bit of curb on, if you want to be aggressive. Whether, no, he doesn't take much curb at all. I think he probably knows that he's got enough pace to get through this session without taking too many risks. But
short, sweet, and to the point there.
Yeah, you will die.
You will die.
It's not going to be poetic from me. Well, DJ does an 11.3, so he puts himself in the mix with the other guys that are at the top. Bannister is now P15, so it's a 12.691 the guys need. Gonna have one more run at it by the looks of things, because, well, normally you could get, on the last game you could get 2, but because of the ERS deployment on this game, you can't really get more than 1 lap in. You know, you could do one straight away, do a cool down, and then do another one, but you can't do back-to-back laps anymore. Okay. It's just not viable. Plus these softs just die.
I mean, yeah, it's something, unfortunately, like picking up any bits that we get from you guys, obviously after the stream or while the stream's going on, anything like that. Not done much time on the game myself, so bits like this I personally wasn't aware of.
Oh, Ramsel's made it back because he's just exited the pit lane, so we will have 4 active drivers that are in the session going out. So he's on an out lap.
I am gonna stay away. I'm gonna stay clear of Senior on his outlap. Just, you know, I don't want to cause anything.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
Stay on board.
DJ's coming back into the pits. I'm not sure if anyone's on a lap at the moment. Mikey GDI actually is on a lap, but he's got no ERS left.
We'll ride the Castrol Mikey G. Just give Senior his privacy while he gets his outlap sorted and underway. Now, I have seen some comments come up on the stream chat. I'm just trying to see if they will load on my end. I've had a few issues trying to get back in regards to that. I don't know if you have anything, your end at all, dropped that.
I'll let you know. I don't think I have, because mine was disconnected, so it won't show me the chat history. So unless you can see the chat history, I don't know.
Unfortunately, I can't, so apologies. I've seen a couple of messages pop up to anyone who is watching. Thank you for joining us this evening. Apologies that I cannot get access to those comments at this moment in time. Technology is wonderful when it works, but only when it works.
Yeah, so our normal commentator Blooms had to be called away for a bit. He's hoping to be here for the race, so we're on a makeshift shoestring budget, myself and Diggle. So hopefully we can get the information you need. At least you can see the screen,
Yep.
even if you can't hear us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can bring the action to them. No, that's the important thing. Even if they can't, whatever's happening, if anything's going wrong, they can still see the screen, and that's the main important thing. So at the moment, we've got Bannister attempting the run. Currently sat in P15, so he's going to need to definitely improve on his time. Behind him as well, we do have Senior on a lap. So again, all four Marlboros out on track at the moment.
Extremist is the next person to go over the line. He's just coming up to the bank corner now. I think the Delta just said he was 7 temps up on mine, which would give him around about a 12.2. So he might get himself into Q2 temporarily with this. He does 12.0. So yeah, it's a good lap from himself.
His teammates crossing the line behind him. Bannister does a 12.2. So both drivers improving by a significant amount there.
Keys is currently round. He's facing the wrong way. You get out of the way. It's good driving to get himself clear and pull those tyres down and go again. You've got time. Who's next up?
I thought I'd have a look at Ramsel. It's
Chewy.
Stuck in first gear for some reason, so we'll leave the mobile driver to do his thing.
Oh, Chewy just improved, but it's not enough. He just done a 12.6, so unless he's got the fuel to cool it down, he's not got much time to get over that line. He's got 1 minute and 8 seconds.
He's had a snap of the rear as he went round that final banking there. Managed to keep it just in place. He's down in P14, so where's this going to put him as he crosses the line? He doesn't. He's going to have to run again.
He's not got the deployment to do it. He's only on 19%. It's like I said, you just can't go again. That's his qualifying done. He's not got the time to go round again. He's not got the deployment, so he's just got to hope that that's enough.
Well, if anyone's going to get across the line and try and set a lap, we do have a car stopped. Is that is Senior. Stopped on track, unfortunately. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, those tyres be cold. He's been there for a while. Those tyres must be getting cold. We've also got a JPS stopped on track. There's Extremist getting in the way of Bannister by the look of things. Bannister who's coming round. That's it. That's his qualifying done as well.
Yeah, we had a.
So who's next? Xerxes is the next one. He's 4 temps up, so he's going to get himself safely away from that drop zone. Probably looking sort of high 11s, mid 11s, top 10 maybe. Yeah, 9th. P9 for Xerxes, 2 thousandths faster than Mike and GDI. He's safely through.
And next, coming around the corner, we do have. It's one of the Marlboros. I believe will be Pillars A, Death Dragoning, Becky Palmer with 11 flat, taking provisional pole, quickest time of the session. And his teammate Keyser improves as well with 11.9.
He does improve, and that's a good lap considering he had no deployment left.
No, well, I think he may have had a bit of a helping hand there from the Samsung in front as he was following him around that final corner. He must have had a nice toe there from who.
Right, so the only person that can make a difference is Callum.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got no Delta time for him, so I have no idea if he's up or down.
See if I can find that.
Ramsel stopped because he'd disconnected. No, Callum abandoned his lap, so that's it. That's us done. Q1 over.
Right then, so we are losing the bottom. So I believe we're losing. What is it? Chewy, Just Mikey, Callum, Ramsel, well, and obviously yourself, Droft Aspen, off from the commentary box just yet, luckily.
Yeah, I'll run down when it's time to race and get the suit on.
you get your Velcro shoes on, yeah, nice and easy.
Got the Velcro high-techs on.
Yeah, you got it. You'd have to worry about tying up them laces then. There you go.
No, I haven't advanced as far as laces in Wales yet.
Oh, okay. Right then, and
right, Bloom's just put a message in the Twitch.
Yeah.
There we go, nearly home.
Oh, he's getting there. He's getting there, everyone. He'll be here soon.
I'm not sure if anybody can even hear us. If you can hear us, just let us know in the Twitch chat.
I mean, if
My
not,
phone's
it's
too
been a
far
great
away.
chat either way, Droft with yourself anyway, so... but
Yeah, to be fair, I could save the footage and upload it, and the guys can listen to us talk absolute nonsense for 15 minutes.
yeah, why not? So just having a look at this then, so the top 5 separated by a couple of tenths already in the first session. And Mikey G, thank you for clarifying that we're not losing the plot. We can be heard on the chat. Brilliant. So DJ, again, taking it to P's in the first session already. If this is the beginning of what we're going to see this evening, it is going to heat up very quickly. But unfortunately, like we say, we are losing a couple of the drivers from the first session this evening. So Chewy, unfortunately, 16th. Just Mikey, 17th. Callum, Tyler, and 18th. Ramsel, 19th. And then Drofdas, going to be doing your last to first challenge live this evening, aren't you? So, see what we can all do here.
Oh, last 16th would be alright, I'll take that.
It's got to be a top. I'd say top 10. Bit of confidence there.
There's not many places to overtake. I mean, just hopefully people make mistakes and I can just go through empty gaps and I haven't got to work for anything. Just have a nice leisurely drive. That'll do me.
They were my favourite.
Monday nights are about.
Seasons. Didn't have to do much, but you just in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, that's all that matters, isn't it? Just have some fun. But no, try and predict the pole position here after that qualifying session.
Well, I mean, it adds the level as well to the fact that this is all so close on the championship standings as it is. So to see these guys close in the session already, it's just going to show how important pole position is going to be. Like you say, overtaking is not easy around here. So whoever.
Well, it's the 2 bonus points as well. You know, the 2 bonus points make a huge difference because, you know, if you get the 2 bonus points, you know that if you finish second, you are at worst finishing 1-2 points behind the guy in front of you, rather than, you know, if he gets pole and wins the race. That's a big shift with the gap between first and second being 3 points normally. So
Definitely.
a track like this is massive to get pole position in for the bonus point and track position.
And I think we've seen a bit of a change of attitude from some of these drivers already. Unlike the first session, they are straight out, not waiting for any invitation to get underway. I don't know if it's just due to trying to make sure they get enough time to get multiple laps in, but straight away we've got several drivers leaving, just trying to get who it is. It's Walker who's going to be leading us out on the session, and he is closely followed by saying that, and they've just changed around. Liam, our reserve driver, will be the first driver to take us round in Q2.
Yeah, some of the guys would have retired quite early in that session, so they'd be keen to go out, make sure their eye's still in. You know, the likes of Walker and Liam both retired very early into the session once they knew they were safe, so they'll be probably doing a little lap now, make sure that everything's still good, and I expect a faster one from them deeper into this session.
Of course, and I can't believe I missed the fact as well that unfortunately we did, even though I stated it, we did actually lose a Castrol. So that is the first race in, well, as far as I can remember, at least the last 3 that we've actually lost a Castrol in Q1. They've been very reliable, but I'm just going to ride on board now with our reserve Liam as he's going to take us round for the first lap of the session. We had the 111s coming in at the end of Q1. What can these going into Q2? The track is going to be warmer. They're going to be more confident as their time goes on. How far is he going to push this car, and what can he bring us this evening?
This is a tricky part of the track. Sorry, mate. I was just checking the Twitch chat there. I thought there was a comment, but it wasn't. It was my phone telling me to subscribe to something. Just
yeah,
what you need.
Twitch.
Yeah, to our Twitch. But then again, anyone listening probably is subscribed. Because I don't know why you'd be listening to us without somebody's round. We've got a Walker. Walker is facing the wrong way in that Samsung car. Ooh, luckily, everybody's on an outlap, because he would have been sat in a really compromising position there.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, everyone out bar 4. It is just Peas, Wooter, DJ and Sloth who are yet to even leave the garage yet for the session. But Liam is around the final banking now. Doesn't get very close to that wall on the left side of the track to try and run it out there, but it is the shortest line now, starting us off from the 1:11.5 already, kicking us off this evening. And he'll be closely followed by one of the Castrals, I believe that is, of Mikey, Bladed J Mart, sorry, there's a 12.3, and then Mikey G with a 12.4, and the times are coming in quick now. Pillars with an 11.9, and Mick Junior with an 11.6, and we've got another Puma crossing the line, Xerxes with a 12.5. That could have been.
I imagine that's a used set from Xerx.
Yeah, something the man does like to do. A nice a scrubbed run on the set of tyres he probably used in the first session. See how it goes.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. The track's at its best, unless the weather's changing. Track's at its best at the end of each session, isn't it? So why waste your new set early on, and if you're going to be sort of borderline.
And already we're a clock with a 1:11 flat. Sorry to cut in there, but that was the quickest time we had in the first session. So are we now going to start seeing these 1-minute 10s? Are the boys going to pick up the pace?
Well, yeah, Glock's about 10.5 faster than he was in session 1. DJ obviously was the fastest. He did an 11 flat to take that P1. So we will be at some point in the 10s. Probably will be this session.
Yeah, well, the 3 drivers at the bottom here. We got DJ leading the way, then we got Router, and then Sloth, all in the first sector on their flying lap. It looks like Router may have tried to push this for a bit of a toe off DJ, but he's managed to break away a little bit in the first sector. I know you said this is a tricky part of the track. I could never get this middle sector right. It's so flowing. The car I found, if you get it wrong at one point, the next several corners you're just not going to hit those apexes.
Yeah, that's exactly it. If you get it spot on, then it feels amazing. It's one of the most satisfying sequences of corners you've got. I mean, not for racing, it's horrible being sat behind someone through there, but you know, in a qualifying session, in a practice session, or if you're in free air in a race, it's a great bit of track to drive. But we've got Ramsel in the chat saying that his son has changed the words a bit, screwed him over in that qualifying session. Not sure what he's done. He's blaming him for going out in Q1, which is fair enough.
DJ crossing the line with a 1:11.5, and Router being the first guy to take us into the 1:10s this evening. So just like that, they've dropped again.
Yeah, it's a great lap, 10.8, fastest we've had so far. I still expect them to get faster. I think a 10.5, 10.6 maybe is doable for these guys, judging on the times we've had so far and the track evolution.
Oh, definitely. Well, Sloth as well, just to jump on that. Yeah, he did cross the line in the end with an 11.6, so all drivers bar one to set a time, and I believe that last driver's about to cross the line now. No, he's not.
No, that was Walker. Walker doing another one.
Ah.
Yeah, so Walker span on his out lap. He then set a very slow first lap. Then he tried going again. I think he made a mistake on his second, and that was, I think, his third lap on those tyres. So we fully expect him to put a new set on and go again. I'm not sure if anybody is on a fast lap. Sloth, potentially coming up to the final corner now, is on a lap, trying to improve on 11.6. This banking's a lot easier on this game. I find myself anyway. The car seems to stick a lot better. No, Sloth's coming into the pits.
I was going to say, I know last year's game it used to be you could get a snap right on the exit, which would put you right up into the barrier, but Pease, with his first time as well, going 2 thousandths quicker than Glock, but taking P2 for the time being.
Right, so he asked, Ramsel's got back to me, he said that he's asked Mini to put his setup on and give him minimal fuel, and he put 6 laps in. So maybe that standing still was him trying to fuel burn.
Right then.
At least he got you in the session. At least he got you there.
Yeah, he made it. You at least got to appreciate that at least. Come on.
And speaking of him, he is on a lap at the moment. He's got a... What's that in front of him? That's a Marlboro. It's the Marlboro Pillars, who's also on a lap. So, who's the first car around here? We've got Walker's in the box. It's P's on a cool down lap. Liam's on 8 laps. So yeah, Pillars will be the next car on a fast lap who's coming over the line. He's now in sector 2 where the DRS zone is.
Oh, and he's the one, but yeah, he's close, like I said, yeah, closely followed by Junior. I found him now. I was trying to find where the Marlboro was. I'm seeing purples flash up left, right, and centre, but again, I can't tell if it's representative to the actual session or just the game itself.
So the way it worked on the last game, and obviously they change things and they don't get it right a lot of the time, is when it shows you the 5 drivers, 2 above yourself and the 2 below on your left hand side of your screen on your timing board, the purple is representative of the 5 drivers in that list, so yourself and the 4 others, 2 above, 2 below. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the fastest of the session. Whether or not that's the same this year, I haven't played the game honestly to know. Not enough. But Pillar's put himself P4 with that, and 11.1 is the fastest time he's done in the 2 sessions.
Yeah, Junior as well, coming through with an 11.2, followed him across the line, and then Xerxes crossing the line now with an 11.5. So all of these drivers are starting to cut the times down quicker. J-Marts improves up to P11 as well with an 11.7. So he's going to definitely need to run again. Just need to find those couple of tenths. Again, a couple of tenths could be the difference between, well, at the moment...
Yeah, we could have a cut-off here about 11.5 seconds.
Yeah, we've got 6-7 drivers here separated by less than 2 tenths, and this could be the difference between Q2 and Q3 for them.
Well, Extremist looks like the only one who's not really set a time. He's currently in, I don't know if he's in low fuel mode or if he's going again. I think he's going again, but I'm not quite sure what he's doing. He's going to hit the DRS, we'll see if he stays A. Nearly hit the wall. A bit of a kick on the back end, that compromises his straight line speed. But yeah, it looks like he's going again, but I don't think he's got... Well, he will improve his time, he's done a 1:35, but I can't see him breaking into this top 10.
Junior's round there on as well on that banking corner. Lost the back end, but a very neat spin, and luckily there was ghosting, otherwise he would have collected his Puma teammate there of Xerxes, which wouldn't have been a fun discussion for that. But who have we got coming around? It's coming around the final corner now is J-Mart, who is sending it into the pits. So, trying to find who the next Marlboro is that's coming out. I believe it's DJ who will be starting a lap, and then it will be Sloth.
It's Sloth. Sloth is next. Sloth was nearly 3 temps up in sector 1. So looking like improvement for Sloth. Get himself safely through. See what his sector 2 time is. Yeah, he's 4 temps up. So as long as Sloth has a neat and tidy final sector, that would probably be enough to see Sloth into the top 10. See if he manages to navigate this banking. Everybody else sort of waiting. Last possible minute. But Sloth opened it up and Yoast P4, 11.1. So yeah, 11.6 at the moment, the time to get into Q2. That's set by Walker, who's on a lap coming around the banking himself. Not sure what he's dealt with, whether he's up or down, I have no idea. He's going for it, he's not boxed in, so Walker will do 11.0 P2.
Jeez. Another session and another evening where we're seeing these drivers separated by nothing, got less than 2 tenths between second and sixth. Only a couple of tenths ahead is Ruta, and then that's a blink of an eye. And then from Liam all the way down to Keyser in 12, there's only a couple, there's like 2-3 tenths there as well. So these drivers, any slight improvement they can make on track. So hopefully we're going to see from DJ as well now from Marlboro as he crosses the line.
Splits Peas and Walker.
So that's 4 drivers in the space of less than a tenth, ranging from second to 4. Walker, DJ, Peas and Glock.
That's incredible. And we've just been joined by the main man.
Better late than never. Hello everybody, sorry for the delay for me getting here, but it looks like we are well underway on this session. So I won't interrupt too much, I'll let you finish this Q2, as you've been doing such a stellar job as I've been listening to you driving home.
Cheers mate, well we've got everybody out on track that can improve I imagine. Mini Ramsel's on an out lap, he's getting ready to do the final corner. I'm not sure Walker's on an in lap, so it'll be Mini Ramsel to start his lap. Have we got anybody on a lap, Diggle? Can you see? Bannister's coming round the final corner.
Mikey G, who Bannister is rounding the final corner now. Let's see where he's staying out. Yes, this is going to be a run for Bannister and the JPS. Can he get through into the top 10? He improves to 12.1.
He can still go again. He's got time. He's got time to do a call down and go again if he's got the fuel. So he's not out of it yet.
Keep an eye on. I personally, I'm going to stick with Mikey G. This is going to be an important lap for him, for the Castrol driver. We've already lost 1 Castrol this session already. Is it possibly going to be another 2 or 3? Let's see.
I'm just looking.
In the tank.
Liam Yer is retired from the session in the pits, obviously thinking he's safe with an 11.5, which most people would think they're safe with that. But only 2 temps to J-Mats and 8 thousandths to X, who's currently on a lap. He's in sector 2 himself.
Just like that, Mikey G with an 11.3, getting himself up into 9th. So Liam on the chopping block.
Yeah, well, X only needs to find 8 thousandths to put Liam out. Obviously, he wants a bit more than that to get himself safely through. When he's coming up to a and a Sector 2 now. He's just over 2 temps up, so he's looking like...
He's the third car in the train. You got Bannister, who's going to cross the line first, then J-Marts, and then Xerxes. All three of these guys, all in the dropout zone at the moment, all about to set their lap.
J-Marts is getting a nice little toe off Bannister there, who's entering the pits.
J-Marts has stayed out, though. And that's enough. He's up and through. Liam is out. Xerxes crosses the line. Goes P11.
Well, he did enough to jump Liam, but...
Oh.
No, he's...
Okay.
To the wall.
There was a slight mistake there, if anyone spotted that on the stream.
Reminded me of a certain driver in Russia forgetting to brake. I'm not going to name names.
No, I'm going to be honest, I don't know what you're on about there, Droff. Don't recall, mate. Don't recall.
He had concussion from the impact, I think, is what he's trying to say.
Extremist is just starting his lap. Only himself and Kiza can put Mikey GTI out of this session. Kiza needs 4 attempts to improve. He was level with his time after 2 sectors, so he does improve only slightly, so that's Kiza done. Unless he has a mad lap with no ERS there. So it's just Extremist.
I mean, and at some point during all that chaos, Junior, I do apologise, did a 10.8. Currently sat in P2, so Puma looking very strong there with 1 and 2 at the moment. Where did that lap come from? I completely missed that.
Yeah, I missed that myself. Well, we're concentrating more. We're concentrating more on the drop zone battle and see who's going out or see who can do what.
I think it would have been when Bloom joined. It was a distraction. That's what it was.
Well, Extremist is 8 seconds up on his time, but I mean, he hasn't set a representative lap time, so I have no idea where this is going to be.
Well, if he's 8 seconds up, he needs at least 30. Yeah,
well, he needs 20.
13 seconds, 12, 13 seconds.
He's 23 seconds in total.
Oh, 23. There you go. My maths has gone completely.
Well,
he gets the 11.8 in though, and he bumps Bannister down to 15th. There we are.
So yeah, Keys is 3.5 cents down. So that is it. That's Q2 done, and I will leave you to sum things up and go and get myself ready for this race, lads.
All right. Good luck.
Yeah. Thank you very much for joining us. For filling in there. Go figure out your Velcro on your shoes.
Go for my high tax on. Cheers, boys.
Just to quickly round off Q2 there, again, just to reiterate, so Wouter taking the top step in Q2, but less than 1/10 of a second, blink of an eye, separating him and Junior, which are putting a stellar lap there. But rounding the drivers we are unfortunately losing in the session is going to be the Puma of Xerxes, our reserve of Liam, the Marlboro of Kiza, and then unfortunately 2 GAPSs dropping at the same time, Extremist and Bannister. So which one of these top 10 drivers are going to get us the pole position lap and see if they can break the record from last year? We'll find out very momentarily, but for the meantime I will throw this across to Bloom. How are you? You okay?
I'm not too bad. Trust the family meal to go on and meals to be a 30-minute wait when you don't need them to be. So again, apologies for being late, but such a stellar league we have here with full of helpful admin and other racers willing to come in and fill in the gaps. So no posh stream today, but we've got a stream nevertheless. So
well,
yeah.
Saying that, if that was the opportunity between quali and the race, if that's something that's possible, we can do. But regarding, I have to ask, just because me and Droff were talking for a while and didn't realise if we could be heard very clearly. Bloom, do you approve of the quality of the audio of the stream?
Yes, I caught the second half of Q1 on my way back. So yeah, we could hear you both loud and clear. But ironically, just as you say that, there was a little glitch in your audio there. But hopefully, we will still have you through this session. But Q3 underway, and I don't have any of the details with me because I'm late in fashion, and but it looked like we're in the 1:10.8. What are we looking for in this Q3 session, Jiggle?
So yeah, 1:10.8, the quickest lap we've seen so far. I'm just going to stick with Walker at the moment while he's going to be the first car around the track. Last season, we had a 1:10 flat from Pease, which was pole. So
yes,
there wasn't a representative time in regards to the race. They had a wet race last season, but it is going to be a dry race and quali this evening. So we should be seeing those times drop. But who can get close to the low 110s? They've just crossed into the high 110s now, but we've got a lot of quick drivers out. They've been pretty much matching lap times. We've got a couple identical laps set from different drivers as well in the opening session. So they are not leaving much left on the table now. But
well, I think I heard you mention earlier in the stream about how tight it is in the Drivers' Championship right now. Death Dragon and Peas joint on points, but Peas holding that top step for having the most wins so far this season. Pretty much most of the ones he's turned up for. But yes, I will carry on board with Walker as he starts his first flying lap here for Q3 at Netherlands.
Of course, I'm just watching that, but he's going to want to do a very neat and tidy lap because it is just him and Peas for Samsung in this session, the sole two remaining. We've got 2 Mulberries through of DJ and Pillars. We have 3 Castrals once again making it through of Sloth, Mikey G and J-Marts. But and then we've got 2 Pumas, Mini Ramsel and Wuta, but we have the sole JPS of the returning Glock this week. And again, he's already shown he's got the pace. So what can he do for the team?
Yeah, we've seen the 2 of the JPS cars coming out in that last session, but such a great job from Bannister and Extremist and all the other drivers earlier in these sessions. But as you say, Walker, first round, setting a lap for him and his teammate Peas for Samsung. So where are we looking for this? Obviously, as we say, we're in the high.
I mean, yeah. I personally, I'm kind of getting it from yourself, Bloom. To be fair, where it's more of a, I want to see people break this, like get lower and lower, break the record from last season. So I want to see the quality lap done. Oh, that's the 111 flat. I need a second taken off that, and then I'll be jumping for joy. Let's get that 110 flat. Oh, and Walker's round right after the first corner. But Pillars crossing with 11 flat as well, and DJ 10th off.
Yes.
Oh, and Sloth's round on the banking. He's had to stop to let everyone through. That is not a fun parking spot to be in.
No, and he's right where some racing line would be. Some of the cars might be up high on that bank, trying to get full speed around that corner.
We've got Peace that sets the quickest lap of the session with a 10.8, and we have a Puma of Junior going around with no front wing, so something's happened there that I've missed, unfortunately. Didn't catch that on the stream. So he'll be straight back in to try and get a new set in, and he's going to want to get back out. He's clearly got the pace in the car.
Mate, perhaps Senior has just put 6 laps of fuel in his car as well. He couldn't handle the counterbalance.
Just taking the wheel off him.
But Wuta, he's about to cross the line for his first lap, and he's to the 110.6. Is that the fastest time we have for this session? I don't know.
It is the quickest lap so far.
Yeah, and if anybody was going to bring that to us, it was more than likely to be Wuta, because Wuta has really put the show down as he's joined us at Formula 4. Walker.
Yeah, we touched on briefly, this is his debut as part of a team as well, as a full-time driver.
Yes. And he will be racking the points up for Puma. Puma really needing it in the constructors to get high up on the tables to contend with Marlborough and the others at the top. But as you say, Castrol doing the usual thing. They've got the most cars through to the Q3 session. I think there's got to be some statistic there on most cars through, which I'm sure we can have a look into later in the season.
Oh, it was. I'm pretty sure it was. I was saying earlier, the Droftas, and again, please someone quote me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure all 4 Castrals have made it through into Q2 for like the last maybe 3 rounds, or 4 rounds even. It's been insane, and unfortunately, we did lose one of them in Q1. Who's going to be next out round? I believe it's going to be J-Marts is going to be next. He's currently going out into the middle, last sector, warming up his tyres. So I'm just going to stick on board with the Castrol driver. See what he can do. He does have his teammate in front of him. I believe that is going to be Mikey G.
Yep.
So don't know if he's going to try and get the toe off his teammate, or his teammate's going to get right out the way and get into the pits. We will soon see his run. I'm going to be on the T-cam with J-Mark. Just a bit of a toe, not much of one, but let's see what the Castrol driver can do.
Yeah, J-Mart's usually doing a stellar drive for Castrol, but they've got a good group of lads, good mid-pack drivers here, usually contending for 7th and above. So interesting to see. Maybe it was the camera angle. Then it looked like he let off quite a lot.
Yeah, this track is so, like I say, it's so much like a roller coaster, and some of these runoffs can be so intimidating when you come up close, flying at the speeds that you do around this course, around this track itself. Just keeping a quick eye on the Discord as well. We had a Sloth, damn, that felt like a good lap. Well, you've got time to go again. You definitely have time to go again. It was just unfortunate, my friend. And even Glock as well. How many cars need to spin ahead of me when I'm on a lap? Well, Glock, unfortunately, I think you're just going to have to try and find some space.
I think I did catch some of them. On my screen, Walker was round at one point, obviously after his lap, but yeah.
Yeah, he's going to have to time it, unfortunately. Oh, well, again, J-Mart's the spinner. On the final corner, we've not seen anyone really go on that final banking just yet. Not properly on this session.
Although Sloth on the lap before, he was sort of in that inside corner. As we speak of Sloth, he's coming round now on an out lap. But J-Mart's going back into the pits nearly 5 minutes left of the session.
Mikey G. Now Sloth and J-Mart. So the next shot across the line, I'm going to cut through to Walker, currently sat in P3, right behind his teammate Peas. So what can the Samsung driver pull out the bag?
Yeah, Walker usually up at the top end of our drivers, so definitely potential to have something in the bag here. Last session, I think he did have, he was into the 110s, was he, on Q2, I believe?
Quite a few of the drivers were getting there at the moment, but it's...
definitely might have some in the bag, but he was only 7,000th down from his time on that last sector. So let's see where this brings him. This brings him across the line. It does improve him marginally. Only just dips into the 110s.
Well, let's jump back on board. The only other guy on track, who's on a lap, and he's coming around to the dreaded final corners. Sloth, what can he do for Castrol? The car has stayed facing the right way this time. The traction looks good. It looks tidy. The rear wing is open for the start-finish straight. Currently sat in P9, yet to set a lap. Where is he going to go? Up in a P3 with a 10.9. Just edging out Walker across the line there.
Yeah, splitting the Samsungs. So stellar drive from Sloth there. Only 3.5 minutes left in this session. So 1 minute 10 a lap. It might just have enough time to get round, get in and get out again. But it would be pushing it. His fuel light's not on. But he's run out of VRS, so he will have to do a cool-down lap if he wanted to go again. Or come into the pits and go. But we start to see some movement now. Coming out of the pits, two Castrals, the two other Castrals coming out.
Yeah, well, of course, one of which hasn't even set a lap time yet. So this is going to be make or break. And same with Junior as well in the Puma. Are we going to see them both out sooner rather than later? I would like to imagine so. Yeah, J-Mart right behind Mikey G.
Galaxok. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Says, hey guys, does this division always do full quali? Yes, our European division does do full qualifying for our races. Our Australian division have chosen and voted to do short quali. So a little bit of a difference between the two there, but we still like to do the full qualifying session, even though the tyre rule no longer applies, which is what the main thing for the Q2 session was for last season. But we still like the full qualifying session. So. As we were saying, the Castrals, Mikey G and J-Mart's coming round now to start probably their final flying lap, and J-Mart's possibly getting a tow from Mikey G. A little bit far back, but we'll see. Later in the lap he may be benefiting from that slipstream. Few other cars out on track and others to leave the pits now. I can see Mini just coming out of the pits and a couple more there. Oh, and we've got somebody round. Oh no, Peas. I think moving out of the way for others. Peas currently on an out lap.
That's fine. Well, what Bloom? I knew I was going to get caught out with something sooner or later. Galaxo, I do apologise. Just looking at your message, this is the Euro Division. The title does probably say Oz Division. It has not been changed. I do apologise. This has been a last-minute setup in regards to the stream. This is, in fact, the Euro Division. I apparently didn't realise that I needed to change those 3 letters. Apologies.
No, that's that's fine. Apologies.
Going too well.
Well, that's me dropping the bag on you right late, but we've got just Mikey G, coming round the final corner. Some traffic getting out of his way there in the shape of his teammate. So, Mikey...
The battery is pretty much empty as he comes across the line. So, very close in regards to this.
Yeah, posted some good times. 1:11.2 and 1:11.3 for Mikey G and J Marks, and I've just seen some movement up the top.
Yeah,
I think that was
DJ going up into P2 with a 10.6, so just matching, just behind Wouter. So next across the line we are going to have, I believe, is Sloth starting a lap. Then we have the Puma of Mini starting a lap as well. So behind that we're going to have, I believe, is that going to be Walker who's going to start his lap. So these are the final three drivers who are yet to redo another run. They are now started with 5 seconds left, so the first guy to take us across the line is going to be Pillars.
Walker doing well. Good time to... Oh, and J Marks is round. J Marks won't be improving. He's not... Hey? I'm confused there. J Marks not able to improve his time now, so he is out of this session. And he's
the line. Where's Pillar's going to go? He's P5 with a 10.9, beg your pardon. Next across the line is going to be Glock, 11.2 currently. Goes over to P3 with a 10.7. Who's going to be following him across the line? Got one of the Castrals. Mikey G, like you said, dives into the pits. We have a Puma across the line. Wouter taking the provisional pole with a 10.4. What a lap.
Yes, 10.4. Unbelievable speed there. Well done, Wouter, for getting that potential pole position.
DJ's not gone again. So who have we got left on track here? We have Sloth coming around the final corner. J-Mark crossing the line, cementing the 11.3. Sloth coming down over the 10.9 currently. Where is he going to go? P5. So we've got Walker coming around the final corner. These are going to be the last couple. This is going to be the last driver to set the time for Q3. Where's he going? He takes up to P4. Brilliant lap for the Samsung driver right at the cusp of quali with a 10.6.
Yeah, Junior also slipping it in there with a 1:10.8 into 6th place.
I didn't know Junior was slipping it on the red list. Regarding the session, apologies. That was one close fight for the top, but we do have Wouter who does take pole position here at Zandvoort for 4MULA4Racing with a 10.4. Pease following up behind him, only a couple of tenths separating the top 5 drivers, beg your pardon. Pease, DJ, Walker, Glock, the sole GPS getting into 5th, Junior there in 6th, Sloth and Pillars. Well, Pillars been in a bit of a Castrol sandwich there. You've got Sloth, Pillars, then you've got Mikey G and J Mars right behind him for the race, and that does round off the top 10.
Yeah, Draftas mentioning earlier in the stream about the fact that pole position gets you an extra 2 points here. Apologies if it's a bit noisy in here. Hopefully you can still hear me.
It's all good, Bloom, it's all good. It's just really windy.
Got a bit of bad weather here. Yeah. Can you hear that on your mic?
Is it just really windy, is it?
And flashing.
Oh, so yeah, I had that earlier on my end. I didn't know if it came through. I think Droftas did earlier as well while he was in the booth. So, it's all thunder and lightning over here. And yeah, in the game, lovely and sunny.
Yeah.
Right then.
So, we can never have a smooth stream, can we, Diggle?
Of course not.
It's always one thing or another. So, apologies. Part of it was my fault today being too late, but hey, we are about to start our Zandvoort Grand Prix here for Formula 4 Round 7, I believe.
It is round 7, correct. And Bloom, just in case, because the way it goes in regards to our streams, and well, just because of my internet as well, please be on standby so our wonderful viewers can have something to watch, just in case something does go a bit pear-shaped on my end.
Yes, no worries. I mean, you've done a stellar job so far. Equally, the audio might be a bit difficult my end also. It's just not the night tonight. But yes, as my wife will say, I love the sound of my own voice, so I can happily fill in a moment of peace and fill the air with my baritones.
And we've refrained from saying the main catchphrase for yourself, Bloom. We've left that one for you. I've waited for you to be in here, so when it happens, you can throw that word out there.
I was going to say, because earlier you were saying about the chaos. I was like,